Not only does Lady Oriel possess strong magic, she's also the warden of the Fairies, and they keep her well informed. Perhaps she's heard something about this rattle in the darkness. Go speak with her in the hedge maze at the far end of Unicorn Way.
Okay, so we paused a little bit. We leveled up, and then I paused the recording. So, continuing on, we've collected the Crown of Seasons, and it's best to equip these things. Even if they barely do anything, it's probably better to have some stat that resists something in your school than having nothing at all. So what you'll see is, if you hit the C, you'll see that the your character resists damage plus 2%. So this is for percents, this is for percents, and right here there's a slash there. This is just damage that's added. So if it's plus 10 added damage, then it increases by 10. If it's 10%, then it increases by 10%. So I still have all the other things that are the same. I just have to... I've turned in 2 of the quests. But now it's asking me to go back to Private Conley. So I guess I better do that. Let's ask him what he wants.
I sent Private Orion down the street a while ago, and he's not back yet. With all these lost souls about, I fear the worst. Orion's a good friend of mine. Could you go see if he's alright? He may be hiding in one of their houses. See if you can find him.
So in this video we're gonna see if we can... We're gonna defeat Lady Blackhope and lock her in her tower.
Get back, undead fiend! Oh, a student, is it? You're a brave one. Connolly sent you to check up on me? I'm well, but I did have a bit of a scare. I was making my rounds when a horrifying ghost swept out of nowhere. I recognized her from the old stories. Lady Blackhope, the Wailing Widow. I'm not ashamed to say she scared me half to death. I hightailed it here and shut the door. I can't leave this place if she's still out there. Blackhope Tower's not far away. That must be where she came from. Maybe something in there can drive her spirit away.
Yeah, so what we have to do is go into Blackhope's tower and defeat Lady Blackhope. And then afterwards, we'll get one of the book pedestals will be in there from the History of Magic. We'll get the Life History of Magic one explained to us. So this was a reagent, so we're gonna read this Mr. Lincoln's text for this.
You've just collected a reagent. Reagents are used as ingredients in crafting recipes. You can find different reagents throughout the spiral, either by harvesting them, defeating monsters, or purchasing them. Reagents go in your reagent bag, which you can access by selecting the crafting tab in your spellbook, or by pressing J on your keyboard.
Alright.
You say the city guards are scared of me? Well, they should be. Everyone should be. Malister has opened the seals. The dead rise. Let all who still live beware. My dark master will be avenged. You want me to stop haunting this street? Ha! Let's see if you have enough spirit to stop me.
And we're not going to take this seriously at all. We're just going to jump in. So what you'll notice is you don't really want to get rid of any spell cards. Let's go with the highest damage output. and their spells don't do they don't do a high amount of damage in this area either. So even when you fizzle, you don't have to worry as much that something's going to go down. Okay, so a lot of nothing going on in this. So I'm gonna use a scarab again. Ha! Frickin' fizzled. Oh, I guess there is something to explain. So next, after the Corsair dies, I will explain something. We will be able to use the heartbeat sensor thing. And what is up with fire not working right now? Maybe we'll use the thunder snake and have it work. There we go. And we got the biggest attack damage possible for that. So we're going to heal right now because we're in desperate need. This boss isn't the most threatening thing ever. The earlier bosses aren't threatening at all. They're just more of a nuisance. And when your fire spells don't work, they just take longer to beat rather than, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. So there you go. You're gonna stop haunting the street now.
I suppose you have enough spirit after all. Go tell the guardsmen I will haunt them no longer.
Since this is considered, it's not necessarily a dungeon with a sigil. If you step out and you step back in, the boss battle will have to happen again, so you don't want to miss the history of life magic, which has new dialogue for the text.
Life magic was said to have been discovered by the earliest inhabitants of the Ravenwood, guided by none other than Grandfather Tree himself. He instructed his early disciples to plant trees and tend to a grove to learn the complex interactions of all living things. As these early theurges advanced in their studies, so too did their gardens improve, eventually sprouting the sentient spell trees. Not just of life magic, but all the schools. Each tree embodied a new form of magic, a new aspect of existence. It was through their growth, study, and teaching that magical law was tested, explored, and codified.
Alright, so we've completed that. Now to head back to Private Connolly. No, Private Orion first, and then Private Connolly.
You defeated Lady Blackhope? Thanks, Wizard. I'll return to my post now. As a favor, please don't tell Private Connolly what happened. I don't want him to think I'll flee from the first ghost that chases me. I only run from the really scary ones.
So he's gonna go back to his post, and of course, Private Connolly is going to find out that he was scared, and be completely okay with it.
I see you found Orion. I suppose some monster scared him out of his wits and he was too frightened to come back.
Well, see, what had happened was...
Well, it's not the first time. And I wager it won't be the last. All's well that ends well. Thanks for finding a wizard.
And now, do we have any more other quests that... Nope. So, this completes the history of magic, the very first part, and we were able to complete it at the very beginning instead of waiting until we completed a bunch of other crap to get to this point where we have to defeat bosses we've already spent time on. And it's just a lot more timely. So now we'll just go to Lady Oriel, and I'll point out something before we get there. Let's see if we can get there without getting into a battle, and we can. So right here, there's something called a smith. We'll have to find them in a quest later, so just remember that they're there. Should I put... Why not? Why not?
Halt! What purpose brings you into our hedge maze? Forgive me, young wizard. These dark times make me leery of new faces. But now I see the light within you. We've
Nice.
much to discuss.
Yes, you see the light in me.
The evil forces that loosed the undead upon Unicorn Way have also corrupted my precious fairies. Please, you must help them. Vile bone cages have appeared along Unicorn Way. They are filled with a mysterious dark magic that corrupts all fairy folk who venture near them. Dispel the dark magic in the bone cages, then bring me fairy dust from those it corrupted. It may reveal to me who is behind this atrocity. It pains me to say it, but the only way to obtain the fairy dust is to wrestle it from the dark fairies in combat. Try to be gentle. Once you've dispelled the bone cages and collected the fairy dust, return to me immediately. Good luck, young wizard.
All
May
right.
the light guide you.
So, I've completed another level in this game already. And don't worry, the levels that you go up by, it'll take a lot longer than this to reach higher levels. So, don't worry about things being too short, but things may take hours to level up and get to where you need them. So, back then the bone cages and the other quests used to be separate, but now they're all together. So, we can just open a few bone cages and then get into some battles. There's the third one, and here's the fourth one. So we've completed the bone cages, and now we just have to get some fairy dust. Around this area there's also a fairy queen, and the fairy queens have a lot more health, and there's no point in fighting them unless you're just messing around as a kid like I was when I had no membership. They're really not it's not really worth your time to be fighting. So, there's really not much to talk about here either. These fairy sprites, or whatever they're called, dark fairies, they don't really do anything useful. They used to have a wand hit that was very unique to them, but I guess they don't use those things anymore.
Oh, I could feel the darkness down in my bones. But now that terrible cloud has been lifted. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you!
So now that we've lifted the dark energy from these fairies, very carefully, and opened the bone cages, we will go back to the hedge maze.
You hear a tiny, joyful voice call your name.
Thank you for helping us, kind wizard. Your courage and benevolence will not soon be forgotten by the fairy folk.
You've cemented your reputation as a hero to the fairy folk, young wizard. With the bone cages dispelled, I can help the other corrupted fairies in time. Now we must root out who is behind this attack. Please, let me examine the fairy dust. Is that? But how? The fairy dust displays scars of a dark magic banished from this world long ago. Could it be? Rattle in the darkness? Rattlebones. In life, a ruthless tyrant who was banished to the underworld for his crimes. If I focus, perhaps I can sense his location. Oh, so much darkness. No, my vision is obscured. All I see is a tower ringed in bones. Siren Nightchant knows Unicorn Way. Perhaps he can help. You must hurry. Here, take this broom. It will allow you to travel to Siren much faster. Now fly, and may the light guide you.
You've received a temporary mount that will expire after 1 day. You can also purchase permanent mounts from mount vendors or the crown shop. To equip a mount, press B to open your backpack. Next, click on the Mount tab and double-click on the mount you wish to use.
Quickly, you must ride to Siren at once. Ask him if he knows of a tower ringed in bones. Go.
We didn't level up again. But when you click on this, it will replace your boots, but you will get more resist power. Doesn't really mean anything. But for here, this broom is half as good as our permanent mount, so we'll just right click it and not do anything with it. So after this part, we're going to stop recording. So yeah, we'll defeat Rattlebones in the next episode. See you later.